When we were deciding on a location for this rehearsal dinner, we talked about we wanted something close to the church with Friday afternoon traffic. We also wanted some connection to Alex, and we thought about different places, and then it just hit on us, what about the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame? Who would have thought when Alex, Tyler, Reed, and others here were working the Pat Summitt basketball camps as little kids, spending overnights at the Summit House, learning from and listening to the late, great Pat Summitt. Who would have thought that many years later we would be here tonight celebrating Alex and Kelcie's upcoming I Do's in this wonderful facility. And not to rely on cliches, but if you had the chance to look down into the rotunda, the floor of the rotunda, you saw etched in the flooring, honor the past, celebrate the present, and promote the future. So tonight we honor the past. Your past are represented here by your parents, grandparents, siblings, cousins, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews, and many close friends, all of whom have helped shape you into the great young individuals and couple that you are today. We celebrate the present. Alex has found the love of his life, and Alex and Kelcie have found each other. And I'm sure growing up, Kelcie, like many people, you had visions of what your wedding would look like. Hopefully, both tonight and especially tomorrow will capture much of that. Although I'm not sure growing up that, Kelcie, you envisioned a big fat Greek wedding until more recently. And you probably did not envision that 24 hours from now, you will be leading the wedding party in the traditional first Greek dance, the Kalamationo, just as our family, Georgia, Susanna, and Liza have in the past. So we all look forward to that. And along those same lines, Danny and I are so thrilled that in addition to finding each other, that Kelcie, you've found and embraced our Greek Orthodox faith and our Greek cultures, and that Alex and Kelcie's love and faith has grown, and we certainly anticipate and know that their marriage will be steeped in the Orthodox traditions and customs that you will see displayed tomorrow. In fact, the wedding program that will be given to our wedding guests tomorrow has a description of the wedding ceremony that really encapsulates the themes of honor the past, celebrate the present, and promote the future. The description of the wedding ceremony, honoring the past, states that the Greek Orthodox sacrament of marriage is unique in many ways, but primarily that the ceremony has remained almost entirely unchanged since its origination centuries ago. We celebrate the present, as we note in the program, that a notable aspect of the Orthodox marriage is that the bride and groom do not exchange vows. Instead, it is their presence in present day before Christ through the priest in the congregation that signifies their wish to be joined and to accept the Lord into their new home. And then finally, we promote or celebrate the future. It's stated that the priest at the end of the ceremony removes the crowns and beseeches God to grant the newlyweds a long, happy, and fruitful life together. And that's what Danny and I and everyone here tonight wish for both of you, a long, happy, and fruitful life together. So Alex and Kelcie, from your mother and I especially, and from everyone I'm sure here tonight, all of our love and best wishes. Now, we look forward to everyone enjoying the dinner. And after the dinner, I understand there will be several speeches that will be emceed by the dynamic duo of James Anderson and Jonathan Mann, Alex's brothers-in-law. So we look forward to everyone enjoying the food. We're going to have a blessing when I finish, which I am finished. So I'm going to call, and I'll come over there with the microphone. I'm going to call on Father Anthony and Father Deacon Mark to give our blessing. Before I do, this is actually Father Anthony's fourth wedding of our children. He has had the opportunity to I think four children, 3 churches, and 2 cities. And Father Deacon Mark, his first wedding as a clergy celebrant, but he's also been the chanter at previous weddings of our children. So we're blessed to have Father Anthony and Father Deacon Mark here, and then the wedding party met Father Dionysius Lambropoulos, who is our lead priest now here at St. George, who will lead the ceremony tomorrow. So we're blessed that all 3 of them will be participating in the wedding ceremony. So thank you all again for being here tonight. We look forward to more going on and more speeches, and I'm going to walk over here and hand the microphone to Father Anthony and Father Deacon Mark for our blessing. If everyone please stand at this time.
Christ is risen from the dead, by death trampling down death, and into those in the tombs bestowing life. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, both now and ever, to the ages of ages. Amen. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Holy Father, bless.
Christ our God, we thank you for bringing us together this evening as we celebrate in anticipation the marriage of your servants Alex and Kelcie. We ask your blessings upon them and upon all us together here. Plus also food, drink, your servants, your holy now and ever the ages. Amen. God bless Stephen, and congratulations, Christos Anesti. Christ is risen.
Thank you. Everyone be seated just a moment, too. I did want to go ahead and be seated, and for the 3 tables I mentioned, go to eat dinner. I did want to mention, in addition to Father Anthony and his wife, Presbyteria Eleni, and Father Deacon Mark and his wife, Diaconessa Jamie, also at our table are Alex's Nuno. Many of you know in the Greek Orthodox tradition, the godparents of someone is really just as important, or in certain respects more important than the parents. Alex has 2 great godparents, Harry and Victoria Moskos, who are seated at our head table, and Kelcie, when she joined the faith as Kiliana, she chose as her godmother, Nuna, Liza Varland. So we recognize the godparents as well as the parents who are here tonight. So thank you again, everyone. Enjoy the food. Have a great evening. We look forward to further speeches. And if the 3 tables I mentioned would make their way to the dinner, and everyone join in and enjoy your food and fellowship over the next minutes or so.
Welcome everybody to the weekend events. We're really excited to be here for Alex and Kelcie and their great ceremony. And I think Pop, you left out of my bio that I'm the in-law with the most grandkids who lives the closest. Not a contest, but yeah, I couldn't be more excited to do this. Obviously, I know a lot's gone into this, so we're looking forward to hearing from everyone who's going to come up here and give a toast. And before I hand it over to John to introduce the first speaker, I've got a coaching quote that I meant to send to all the speakers before this, but it's one that kind of sticks with me that I try to live by, and it's, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your preparation. So I guess we'll see how this goes. So.
Just wanted to thank our hosts for the evening, Tom and Danny Varland, for bringing us to this wonderful, iconic place. Hi, Constantine. It can't be more fitting given Alex's whole life and his obsession. So tonight we're hoping to have a lot of laughs, a little bit of love, and probably really heavy on the basketball puns. We have 15 speakers coming up, so please feel free to stand up, get more food, go to the bathroom. It's the maximum amount a team is allowed to roster, so we'll have some starters, and we're definitely reaching down the bench here, but we won't tell you who's who. But hoping to dribble down memory lane a little bit and probably throw up some jokes. Some of them are going to be air balls, but it should be a good time. First, we wanted to call up the mother of the bride. Tanya.
I want to thank everyone for being here. These 2 are quite amazing. I can't look at you, never mind. But I know that their testimony to who their character is by the crowd in this room is something to be said. And I love you both very much. So, first of all, I would like to thank the Varland family, Tom, Danny, the extended children, grandchildren. You all have been amazing. I love the support that you've given my daughter, and welcoming her into your family, into your home. It has been one of my most prayers and blessings to know that it's okay. I got it. Just pray for me. Okay, Alex, here we go. You signed up for it, and tomorrow, she is officially yours. And the way I feel about it, no offense, Kelcie, no refunds, no returns. No, she's yours. seriously. But the reason I want to say that is because when you all are living this fairy tale dream, this true love match, you're not supposed to return her. You're supposed to keep her forever. And so are you, Kelcie, supposed to keep him forever. This prayer has been something that you and I both have been doing for a very long time. And Alex, you were the missing piece to Kelcie's puzzle. And the way that you've done that is by fixing her calm to her crazy and calming her down from her anxiety, slowing her down from her shopping sprees, and being the absolute love of her life. Always remember, I loved her first. I'll love her forever. And if it wasn't you, no one else would have ever gotten that blessing from me. And I appreciate you and I love you. Okay, here it goes. Somebody help me with the waterworks. Honey, where did I start? I'm going to have to read off a card because if I look at you, I can't do it. Remembering you as a little girl, believing in fairy tales like the Little Mermaid, to actually growing into a woman, living your very own fairy tale. I know you're so happy. That faithful night in June, 3 years ago almost, you bumped into Alex, and you invited him to hang out with you and your friends, that it would bring us to this very moment. I do believe God, and maybe a few other peeps in heaven, had a hand in this very moment. You have always had that bubbly personality that is contagious and it brings happiness to others. Your large group of wonderful friends is a testimony to that, as I mentioned earlier. So with that being said, this moment couldn't have happened to a more deserving person. And I am over the moon happy for you. You have given me so many reasons to be proud of you. But my most proudest moment is telling others that you're my darling daughter. I love you, sweetie. And here's to you and Alex. I'm shaking my leg.
Next speaker is, and looking at the list here, actually quick intro for this person. He's someone that has spent a lot of time playing peacekeeper between Alex and myself over the years, and without him, I might not even be here at this wedding, so excited to call him up here, and that person is groomsman Reed Walling. So.
And I did want to say, I meant to mention, we were told there was no shot clock tonight on people's speeches, but I did buy this ball for Constantine today, and if you go too long, I'm going to whip it at your head.
I'm also going to hide behind this thing over here. I won't get into why I was playing peacekeeper between Alex and James. Shockingly enough, I was a communications major along with Alex at UT, but apparently no amount of speech classes can prepare you for this, so bear with me. I've known Alex since we were kids. We really became best friends in college. For those who know Alex, you know he's a little bit crazy, but he's someone who goes after what he wants. And when we were in college, we were coaching a middle school girls AAU team, and we would, on the weekends, as college kids, drive all over the outskirts of Knoxville, Seymour, Maryville, what have you, and we didn't know at the time that we were going to become college coaches, but we knew we wanted to coach. And I don't know if I would have done that had Alex not done that. He's also incredibly supportive of all his friends and those close to him. He's the ultimate hype man, as I'm sure many of you know. Sometimes I wonder if he's more happy with my success than I am. He was the best man at my wedding and has helped me more in my career than anybody besides my wife, Elena. Lastly, Alex is somebody who's confident. Sometimes he's irrational. I even saw him earlier today talking to Kelcie's dad about playing DeMonte in one-on-one. We're still not sure how that game ended. But as I look back, I realize how confident he was early when him and Kelcie started seeing each other. Shortly after they had started seeing each other, me and Elena had come up to Knoxville, and he was adamant that we meet Kelcie. I think he wanted Elena to meet Kelcie a little bit more than me, but little did we know at the time that they would be moving down to Florida and we'd get to spend 2 years with them. Something that we didn't really think was going to happen with our careers, and it's been amazing to get to know Kelcie. She's kind, she's funny, very competitive at Uno, but she's loving, and it's really easy to see the effect that you have on Alex, and it's really fun to see that he really wants to be a better man because of you. So I love y'all. I'm so grateful to be here and wish you nothing but the best.
The next person who's going to be coming up here is a very important person to this weekend, and that is Jesse Macon, the Matron of Honor.
Okay, I'm also going to step behind here. I don't know whose phone this is. Oh, Reed, you left your phone. All right, everyone. Hi. I'm going to start out first by apologizing for my voice. Typically, it goes away during very, very important events. The last time this happened was actually at my own wedding. I lost my voice completely. So that goes to show how important of a day and moment and weekend this is that I'm here with my voice gone. But hello. I am the Matron of Honor, or you could also say Chief Communications Officer, Chief Bridesmaids Officer. Call us the Chiefs, me and Haley, this weekend, because we do a lot of roles and wear a lot of hats. But I first want to take a moment and appreciate Kelcie and Alex and his family and her family for this wonderful weekend and just bringing all of us together to celebrate this incredible union of two incredible people. I really didn't know where I wanted to start with today's speech. You know, for the past 11 years, it's been a perpetual game of survivor. We lived a carefree life of constant rallying and one too many inside jokes and phrases, late nights and early mornings, broken hearts and beautiful blessings. Emphasis on the carefree because we always said we know that we have praying parents because their prayers kept us safe in all of the crazy situations that we found ourselves in. All that to say, this girl has been my partner in crime, my confidant, my Jesus-appointed best friend, and the sister I always wanted and didn't know I needed. A lot of people never really understood our friendship and how it evolved and what it is, and we would always say it wasn't meant for them to understand because it wasn't. When God does things, you don't question it, and I believe God created us for each other to bring out certain parts of ourselves that we didn't know needed to be brought out. Kelcie, as you all know, has a heart of gold. She's the kind of person that will drop everything for a friend in need, whether it's loving your kids as your own, listening to all the amazing ideas that you have that you'll probably never execute, but she'll listen anyway, or even staying all day at one stage in the hot desert for a festival just so her best friend can have the best eyeline to Beyonce. Thank you. She's always been a true example of what a friend should be, and if her dedication to her friends is any indication, I have no doubt that she'll be an incredible wife to Alex. I could stand here all day and share all the embarrassing but hilarious stories that got us to this major moment today, like our days in Mr. Hitchcock's class, or our endless love for Los Angeles Wendy's drive-thrus. She knows what I'm talking about. If you want to hear about it, find me later. But instead, I want to take a moment and talk about this incredible love story that's unfolding in front of us. I'm not going to lie, I was probably the only one who was a skeptic at first when it came to Alex. This new guy she met at a bar, and she was ready to move across town for him, and I hadn't met him yet. I was like, what's going on? Who is this person? But she kept telling me, like, you just have to meet him, and you'll know. You'll get it. You'll know. And she was right. Alex, I knew you were different the very first time that you called me. I don't remember if you remember this, but I do, so I'm going to share it. You called me, and it was a random, I think I was driving home from work, and we hadn't really talked before without Kelcie being in the conversation or in the room. But you called and you were like, now I know, just being Alex, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? What's happening? And in my mind, I was like, do you need something? What's going on? And he was like, hold on. And he three-ways Kelcie on the phone. And he's like, I just want to hear y'all talk. I just want to talk. I know you don't see her much, but I just want to talk to you on the phone. He sat there on FaceTime with us while me and Kelcie had our everyday conversation that we do, and just sat there and chimed in. And that was just the first moment that I had with Alex, and I saw his character and his love for Kelcie and even the people that she loves, embracing them like they were his own. And so I know, like, a lot of y'all may think that that's nothing at all, but me and Kelcie can be a lot. A lot. My husband knows, our parents knows. It takes a special human to embrace and be in a room with the both of us sometimes. And so he fully embraced it and enjoyed it. So that was the first sign for me that I was like, all right, he's got it. He's cool. The last thing I'll share is I still hadn't met him when she moved to Florida. And even when she moved down there, it was a big thing for me. Like, as a big sister, I'm like, you're moving down here for this guy. She wouldn't even come to MTSU for me, but you're moving to Florida for him. That's fine, whatever. But he called me again, typically starts with calls, and he says her birthday's coming up, and she moved down here, and she's having a little bit of a hard time, and I don't know what to get for her birthday, but I think the best thing I can get her is you. And so he flew me down for her birthday, and that was the first time that I met Alex and got to hang out with him. And it was just like, it just put everything in full circle of the type of person and the type of human that you are. And it was really special, so thank you for that. What I saw in you, Alex, was a reflection of Christ's love for his church. Your commitment to Kelcie out the gate, your willingness to sacrificially love and serve her, echoes the love that Christ demonstrated for all of us. So together you're embarking on a journey guided by faith, hope, and love, the greatest of those being love. And you have shown the most beautiful love to Kelcie that she has always deserved, and we've known she's always deserved. Now, Alex, you're a blessed man. Not only do you get to spend the rest of your life with geeks, but you inherit a whole squad of fiercely loyal women who always have her back. Friends are soulmates too. So just consider us the backup dancers to her Beyonce. So let's just raise our glasses to the couple, the future Mr. and Mrs. Varlin. May your love be as enduring as the memories we've made together, and may your future be filled with love, laughter, adventure, and an endless supply of patience. Thank you. Cheers.
Oh my God. I get better at that. You start checking first, and it's all you finish it. It's all good. Once you get in there, you're good. Here we go.
Thank you, Jessica. Now we've got one of Kelcie's bridesmaids, Sarah.
Okay. Okay. So, I actually wrote this on my plane ride home after I went to visit Kelcie and Alex in Florida, just because it was fresh in my heart. And Kelcie had told me for years, whenever I have a wedding, I want you to speak. And I just knew it was like the time because seeing them interact was so special. So anyway, I just want to start with how Kelcie and I became friends because it's hilarious. It's one of my favorite stories. Okay. Kelcie and I met at West Valley Middle School in 6th grade in the common area. She invited me for my first middle school sleepover, and I was stoked. She asked me to have my mom drop me at her brother's baseball game after school, so I packed my Vera Bradley duffel, and I had my mom drop me off at the baseball field. As I got there, I see Kelcie standing with her mom, so I lugged my bag over to greet them, and her mom looked at me very puzzled. She was not expecting me. She told Kelcie that she needed to have a word, and I, of course, eavesdropped to hear Tanya say, "Listen, Kelcie, I don't want to hurt this sweet little girl's feelings, so I'm going to let her stay the night, but next time you have to ask me before inviting someone over for a sleepover." And then I was at the Killian house pretty much every day after that, so thank you for taking me in. I feel like my last name should be hyphenated at this point to Coffin Killian, because I love you guys so much. Anyway, that just goes to show how headstrong and fierce Kelcie is as a friend. After 17 years of friendship with her, we've gone through so many seasons, and I've seen many versions of her, and she's been seeing many versions of me as well. I can't speak for the years before I met Kelcie, but I don't think anyone will correct me when I say that this is the best version of her. I love you. Sorry. Because she's met the one for whom her soul loves, Alex. Sorry, I just told Jonathan I wasn't going to do this. It would be easy for me to solely focus on Kelcie, as there's an abundance of things I love about her, but I have to give a nod at the groom, because truly, the best and most beautiful parts of Kelcie shine so brightly with you, Alex. I knew from the first hour of meeting you that you were kind, patient, and my intuition whispered to me that you were going to be with her through thick and thin and unconditionally love my best friend forever. As teenagers, we envisioned and talked about our ideal partners, and to be honest, you didn't match Kelcie's descriptions. You surpassed them. That's where I'm going with this. You surpassed everything that she described and wanted in a man. She was like, I just hope they're nice and treat me well and are good with my family, and you're way more than that. You're way more than I could ever have hoped for her. Okay. So normally I declare no one worthy of Kelcie, but you are the exception. It was one thing to hear about your relationship over many long-distance calls and texts, but witnessing your relationship firsthand, I realized it wasn't just a successful relationship, but a cosmic alignment, confirming that you two were meant to seamlessly fit into each other's lives. Okay, I did it. So I'd like to raise a glass to my beautiful bride and handsome groom. I love you guys so much. Cheers! Let's do this thing. I love you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
That was great. Alex, congratulations. People are saying a lot of really nice things about you, so which is expected, obviously. The next speaker is an important person here. It's the Kumbaro for the weekend, Cosmin Bailos. Somewhere.
Thank you. Hold this for me.
Hold my beer.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to speak into this without causing too much echo. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Cos. I have the privilege and the honor of being the Kumbaro of Alex and Kelcie, which is lovely. Well, what can I say? Well, it's pretty simple, and as the saying goes, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So to Alex, if you had to ask him, hey, what do you see yourself in the mirror when you look in the mirror? He would say, I'm a bad man. About 4 or 5 more drinks later, he'd look in the mirror and say, I'm a dangerous man. No. From one look, Alex, you can see kindness, love, honesty, strength, confidence, and loyalty. Just some things one look can tell us is true to who Alex is a person every day of his life. Alex and I met for the first time when we were competing in a basketball tournament. And as much as we hated each other that day, you had that same look that I hate to admit, that loyal, that confidence, that kindness, and that love. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so Alex is the type of person who always puts others before him, whether it's a last-minute flight to Europe to join anybody of us on, or it's 5-minute talk while he's connecting to his third city that day. I remember when Alex first called me about Kelcie. Just from the first few words he said, I could easily picture who she was, because it's easy to see who. I could easily picture who she was because I described the same words to you about Alex. It is easy to see that the two of you are wonderful people and have a lifetime of happiness ahead of you. So please, everyone, raise your glasses and join me in cheers to the lovely Alex and Kelcie. We love you very much.
Cheers, brother.
I love you.
For those that don't know, Kumbaro means sponsor, so everything's on cause this weekend. So you'll see tomorrow, Kaz and Paul will act as Kumbaro at the wedding. They're kind of the spiritual sponsors for the wedding. They'll stand up there, they'll help exchange the rings as well as the crowns. It's a very tremendous honor. I'm not sure why I went to Kaz, but that's fine. Next up, we have Alana Walling, Reed's better half. Elena Walling.
Thank you. My name is Elena Walling. I am Reed Walling's wife. Okay. So I obviously know Varlin through Reed. Him and Reed were best friends since college. When I found out that Kelcie and Varlin would be moving to South Florida and living a short 30 to 45-minute drive away from us, I was concerned. After hearing the many stories that Reed had told me about his adventures and misadventures with Varlin, I was very skeptical of him being around an interesting influence all of the time. What I came to quickly realize is that their closeness would be a good thing for multiple reasons. One of the biggest reasons is that obviously I got to meet Kelcie. My husband is a basketball coach, and so is Varlin. And with a job like that comes a lot of weird schedules and loneliness, to be honest. And being a coach's wife, or WAG, as we like to call it, comes with a lot of responsibility. As we hung out more with Kelcie and Varlin, Kelcie and I obviously grew closer, and now she's one of my best friends. One of the things we were able to bond over was laughter, but also a lot of tears, with a mixture of emotions that comes with loving someone who loves basketball. When I've needed Kelcie as a shoulder to cry on or someone to vent to, she's been there for me. And I hoped she'd say that I've been there for her in the same way as well. We've had too many adult sleepovers to count, and been there for each other when our guys were away for long weekends. The WAG life is one that is full of sacrifice, and it's hard sacrifice. It can just be hard, but we have really had each other's backs over the past 2 years, and I'll never forget, and I'll forever be grateful for our time together, because I could have never imagined this in this weird world of ours. I have no doubt that Kelcie and Alex will have a marriage filled with joy, laughter, adventure, and unconditional support. Their marriage may also be filled with fighting if they continue to play Uno.
The choice is y'all's. We're going to miss y'all so much, but now is not a time for goodbyes. It's a time for celebration and love. Family buckets for life, and cheers to the future Varlins.
These are very tough acts to follow. It's been great. We're going to try to keep things moving, and this is actually our first joint speech of the night. So I'd like to call up here now James Scanlon and Reed Binkley, who are groomsmen this weekend. So.
Hi all, I'm James and this is Reed, and we are Alex's favorite college roommates. One result of living with somebody in college is you get introduced and exposed to a lot of intricacies of somebody's character. Tonight, Reed and I hope to shed light to what we found in Alex. Before we begin, we do want to give a special thanks to the Killians and Varlins for all their efforts this weekend. It's always great to be back in Knoxville, Tennessee, especially tonight as we celebrate Kelcie and Alex. Me and Reed met Alex our freshman year at UT via the Sigma Chi experience. Honestly speaking, and this is, my opinion, early reviews of Alex were pretty positive. He invited me to dorm parties, introduced me to a girl or two, and being the well-connected member of the Knoxville community that he is, got me some good access to things at Thompson Bowling, Nayland, things of that nature. I gotta give him credit, he can make a pretty good first impression. We developed a nice little dynamic and decided to room together our sophomore year. We make many choices in life, and it's hard to grasp the impact that they'll have. Truthfully, deciding to live with Alex turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life. I think Reed would echo that sentiment. At the time we moved in together, I knew Alex more at like a general surface level. After spending the next 3 years with him, Reed was dumb enough to join us for 2. I think we both found Alex to be considerably less cool than we originally thought. I've thought about what are the best words to describe what it was like living with Alex, and in an effort to avoid going completely off the rails here tonight, I've narrowed it down to 3. Chaotic, disorganized, and tyrannical. As I look around in here tonight, I think most in this room may have a small idea of what I'm talking about, and if you don't, well, it might just be best that we keep it that way. Kelcie, I know you've been living with Alex, you've got some reps, I sense you've kind of got a handle on things, but on behalf of the former roommates to the forever one, we got your back, we understand what you're up against, and we truly wish you well in the wars to come.
Thanks, James. Good evening, everyone. As James mentioned, my name's Reed Binkley. I want to start by saying that I consider Alex a lifelong friend. So I'm honored to be a part of this weekend. When Alex asked us to do this merely 7 days ago, he asked, and I quote, "No pressure, would you all want to do a joint speech at the reception?" Clearly, we're here at the rehearsal dinner. And Alex actually edited the iMessage from reception to rehearsal and made no more mention. I'm still honored to be here, Alex, but I will say, getting demoted from reception to rehearsal must feel a bit like you getting benched for not being able to guard the point. And if anybody is wondering what that's reference to, find me later and I'll send you the YouTube link. Secondly, James and I kind of immediately asked ourselves what a joint speech looks like. We're still trying to feel that out here, so bear with us. But we'll try and make a point. So when I sat down to write this, much like James, what is commonly known as a toast, not a speech, but I asked myself, who is Alex? He's a lot, but I narrowed it down to 2 things. So 1, Alex is a uniter. He brings people together, and he makes everybody feel welcome. And 2, I'm getting my mic cut. Alex is an ideas guy. He's great at seeing the big picture. So, these were both evident during Alex's time as, social chair for Sigma Chi at UT. He could always come up with like a really impressive, good idea for a date party or a mixer. But where he always fell short was execution, logistics. So, yes, Alex, we can turn the courtyard at the house into a beach, but where are we going to get 2 tons of sand? So, that's a good question. I hadn't really thought that far yet. So, this would also show up in a sense of direction, which ties nicely into a quick story I'd like to share about the night Alex introduced James and I here to Kelcie. So, a uniter at heart, Alex convinced us last minute to come to Atlanta for the weekend because he had somebody he wanted us to introduce us to. So, Friday night rolls around, and at dinner, Alex lets us know that the plan was to meet Kelcie and her friends at their apartment for a drink and then go out from there. It's pretty straightforward. Fast forward, we're Ubering to the apartment, and as we arrive, I hear Alex tell the driver, "I'm not exactly sure where the apartment is in this complex, but you can just drop us off here." I wasn't too worried at this point because I was confident James and I could get us to our final destination. So, it turned out this apartment complex could have had its own zip code. We just had a street address. There was no unit number, no building number. So after about 5 minutes of aimless wonder, I knew we were in trouble. So James and I were both like, why don't you just call her, right? We need more details. So he calls, no answer, text, no answer. At this point, I'm thinking, is Kelcie real? Am I getting a front row seat of Alex getting catfished? So about 20 minutes go by, we're still walking in circles. We urge Alex, call Kelcie again, and this time he was hesitant. We asked him why, we're clearly lost. He said something to the effect of man, we just started dating, I don't want to blow her phone up like that. This is, okay, weird, but we're invited, so it's okay. It's hard to believe, but this goes on for nearly 2 hours. Call Kelcie every 20 minutes, walk past the same building in a circle. Fair. Well, this is about his logistics, not about you not answering. So, we had been on foot for a while, obviously. So at this point, James and I kind of lost hope. We said, all right, we're going to find a park bench. All right, if you find her, let us know, So I'm not exactly sure how or when, but shortly after, Kelcie and her friends just kind of appeared. And the rest was history, right? So to sum this up, our friend Alex, he might not be the best at logistics. But once we got our steps in for the night and we saw Alex and Kelcie together for the first time, like many others have said, it was abundantly clear that Alex had found his person. So Kelcie, thank you for taking responsibility for this man. I promise you we did the best we could. Now lastly, big thank you again to Steve, Tanya, Tom, and Danny for putting this, wonderful weekend together. With that, I'm going to pass it down to my co-host here. He's going to close us out with a toast, if everyone could raise a glass.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like me and Reed might have forgotten our drinks, but you all, Kelcie and Alex, you are truly wonderful people, and we think so highly of who you are and what you represent. You both have many gifts. Perhaps your greatest is your special ability to create community. I think that is evidenced by the people in this room and the experiences that we've all shared with you. We're so thankful and blessed to be a small part of y'all's world, and wish you all the best. Cheers.
You guys shouldn't feel bad that you were demoted. James and I were sent an email on Thursday that we were doing this, and James was left off the email. So next up, we've got one of Kelce's oldest friends and the maid of honor, Haley Newport.
Thank you. Somebody left their tissues up here. No, I need that. I might need this. It's my napkin, just in case. Hi, everyone. First and foremost, I'm going to start this speech just like most everyone else has, and thank you to the Varlins and the Killians for not only putting on such a spectacular get-together to celebrate this beautiful couple, but creating these two in the first place. We love that. If I haven't had a pleasure to meet you yet, my name is Haley, and I'm Kelcie's maid of honor. To truly understand how our friendship blossomed, I quite literally have to take you back to the beginning. Kelcie's mom, Tanya, and my grandmother were the best of friends long before we were ever thought of. There's this one story that they loved, and I mean loved, to tell us every single time we hung out, and that was about the day that we met. Her parents had brought her home from the hospital the day after she was born. My Nana had put me in this little white dress and dressed me all cute for my big debut. I was gonna meet my first friend ever. When we got to their house and they placed her in my lap, it was from that moment on I knew just how much I loved her already. I couldn't wait to take her home and add her to my baby doll collection. Even though at the time I didn't quite understand why I couldn't do that, one thing I knew from that day forward was how truly special she was and how much I would cherish our friendship. Sorry, give me a second. Waterworks, okay. Okay, I got this. Kelcie has not only grown into my closest friend, but truly my sister. Some would say we're attached at the hip, so much so that one Easter our families decided it would be funny to make us Easter egg hunt with our legs tied together. They said it was for the other kids' advantage to make it fair, but I think it was more for their entertainment. Needless to say, we did not win that day, but at least we went down together several times. Through this crazy thing called life, Kelcie has always been at my side. Even when we're thousands of miles apart, it's not a normal day if we're not FaceTiming for way too long, just because we can. She's been my other half. She's kept me grounded through some of the worst times in my life, and she's been the counterpart of endless laughter and inside jokes through the best times. You're my best friend, and I'm so grateful that I made it to the top of your roster to support you through this next chapter and through all of life's hardships, past relationships, failures, and successes. The one thing that has never wavered is our friendship. And I strongly believe that everything you've gone through and all the previous paths that you've taken have prepared you for this moment, for Alex. And they led you exactly where you're meant to be and where we are today. Okay, scene. I had the special moment of having a front row seat to these two lovebirds as their love story unfolded. Kelcie and I were living together at the time, and I knew he was a keeper when he wasn't scared off by our shenanigans. Better yet, he fit right in. Alex was living in an apartment nearby, and he quickly became a regular to our game nights and movie-thons and, parading downtown. Would join in our late night talks about life and just really became a quick part of our unit. He would occasionally do his laundry too, but the man could cook, so that was one of the many benefits of having, shout out, of having Kelcie as a roommate. But just like that, our wolf pack grew by one, and we became a 3-man wolf pack, and we were the 3 best friends that anyone could have. Not only did I really get to know Alex during this time, but I witnessed the endearing love that they had for each other. It was such a sense of peace in my heart to see how happy they were and how naturally you fit right into our family. Not only did you accept mine and Kelcie's friendship, but you embraced it and you became a part of it. And I'd like to side note real quick, because yours said the same exact thing, and I think that's so special, and I just want to hit on that because it speaks so true to your character and how truly awesome you are, Alex. I knew one day you would become a part of our family, and I think that's the bottom line, because it felt so right, and you already felt like a brother to me. Through the best times and the worst times, Kelcie and I have always been there for each other. Kelcie, you've been such a light in my life, and I thank God every day for you. And now I thank God for bringing Alex into my life and your life, my life by default. And I could not think of a better trio to talk for 5 hours on FaceTime while doing private investigations on my dating prospects. Or taking trips to Moab and visiting every store just so Kelcie can find the best sticker. The love you have for her has been apparent from the start, and I consider myself lucky to be a part of it. To Alex, before I ever knew you, before I ever heard about you, I prayed for you. And I prayed that one day Kelcie would wake up and meet a man who would not only love her unconditionally, but a man who would look into her eyes and truly saw her and loved her for the beautiful person she was on the inside and out. A man that would compliment her in every single way and allow her beautiful light to shine as bright as the sun. And in God's timing, you came waltzing into her life that night at Wagon Wheel. From the beginning, you took care of each other, you cherished each other's hearts while allowing the other to be unapologetically yourself. But together, you're the best versions of yourself. You guys truly are the example of the perfect love story, and I'm just so happy that you found each other. But today, on this day forward, I will pray for both of you, that you'll remember this feeling right now, the pure love that you guys have and how special it is. And I will pray that you will view all obstacles as hills instead of mountains, and remember that you can achieve anything if you do it together. You are incredible people separately, but you're even better as one. And I could not be more excited to celebrate you guys today and every day. To Kelcie, my best friend, I finally get to say it, from white dresses to white dresses. And to Alex, my brother, welcome to the family.
Well, keeping things going, it's an honor. Really excited to introduce the next two speakers, joint speakers. It's really exciting for me personally. I'm going to attempt to make a basketball coaching analogy here. This might be a bit of a risk, but I'm going to try to build this into the introduction. And I would equate it to the use it or lose it timeout at the end of the first half. If you don't involve them in the festivities, you could potentially open yourself up to heavy criticism. And that is the wives of myself and John, Susanna and Georgia. So.
Hi, I'm Susanna. I am Alex's older sister.
And I'm Georgia, Alex's other older sister.
So we've heard a lot about Alex tonight. His loyalty, his steadiness, and his kindness. These are all very true, and there really appears to be a common theme. There's a phrase that's popular among the youth today: main character energy. It's a saying that refers to the confidence, the charisma, and the self-assurance often associated with the main character in a movie, who takes control of their own destiny and who everyone roots for.
Now, while main character energy may be a more recent concept, we think that whoever it was that coined this phrase has apparently been following and observing Alex his entire life. And tonight, we are going to share that inside look and some of those traits here with you.
So to start, interestingly, most main characters will have a secret talent or hobby, one they don't necessarily let their friends in on, but that they're nevertheless very passionate about. For Alex, that secret talent originated at the Varlin family dinner table. For the rest of us, it would be an average Tuesday night. A basic 7-course meal from Danny, if you know, you know, and discussing our school and our work days. At some point during dinner, Alex would mysteriously disappear, and we all knew what was coming next. He would reemerge several minutes later in what can only be described as a full transformation. Complete with a pair of Halloween glasses, pillows stuffed under his shirt, and shrouded in blankets, he would perform a riveting rendition of Out There from the underrated Disney film The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This did not happen once. It did not happen twice. It was very frequent. We would all watch as Alex leapt about the dining room, from chairs to couch, becoming the character Quasimodo. While his musical theater career ended and began in the dining room, his impressively horrendous singing has graced stages from PlayStation 2 Rock Band to the Sigma Chi Common Room, and maybe if we get lucky, a DJ booth tomorrow evening.
Now, the main character also always has influence over those around him, helping the collective group think about things differently and often challenging the way things have always been to make things better for their community. While most of you know Alex has made his career in college basketball, Alex has also had influence in many other different spheres, including politics. When Alex was in the 3rd grade, he decided to run for the vice president of the West Hills Elementary School Student Council. Now, to run for vice president, you had to give a speech at the school assembly. And while most kids would get up at the assembly and mumble a minute or two of a boring speech, Alex had a different vision. Along with my dad, Alex worked to concocte a speech that ended with Alex singing a song to this tune of the classic Kelcie and the Sunshine Band disco hit, Shake, Shake, Shake Your Booty. But instead, the lyrics were, vote, 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 vote for Alex, Alex Varlin. Susanna and my mom and I came home one day, and Dad said, Alex wants to practice his speech. What do you think? After he finished, we looked at them and said, that is the dumbest thing we've ever seen. But Alex and Dad believed, and Alex went on to give the speech at the assembly. And my dad says that he knew that Alex was going to win the election when every kid walked out of the auditorium singing, vote, 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 vote for Alex, Alex Varlin. The next year, every kid at that school incorporated some sort of song or skit into their speech. And of course, spoiler alert, Alex won the election from vice president to president that next year as well. Alex had changed the face of West Hills student government and probably politics in Knoxville forever.
So, a pivotal part of every main character's story is one of redemption. A poor decision, a taking the fall for someone else. While in middle school, Alex was, as no shock to anyone here, a truly beloved figure. Playing every sport that the Episcopal School of Knoxville had to offer, he was popular among not only his peers, but also the staff and the teachers. But one day, as happens with most main characters, a decision was made that could have put it all at risk. Alex and a friend were outside at recess and ventured out from the group. They spotted an anthill and proceeded to haphazardly kick the ants and the dirt all over Headmaster J.C. Corr's car. They were brought in and read their rights, and Alex, the ever-loyal friend, immediately took the fall for both boys. It's somewhat unclear how, but somewhere along the way, trust was regained between Alex and J.C. Corr, as the latter not only hired Alex as assistant athletic director at ESK a few years later, but also thought enough about him to come see Alex coach at FAU recently.
Now, the main character also always has a bit of luck and serendipity that allows them to be in the right place at the right time in order to save the day. For Alex, this place has always been a college campus. Alex has always been at home on a college campus, even before his time as a student and basketball coach. From working Lady Vols camps to competing in Destination Imagination and attending Boys State. One particular time, Susanna and I were both in college at a UT fraternity party when we turned around and saw a 16-year-old Alex and his friend at the same party. We didn't know how he got there or what he was doing, but he walked in like he owned the place, and we were glad to see him there. We parted ways that night and not sure still what else happened, but serendipitously, his presence there was meant to be, because he called Susanna the next day and said, "Hey, I found your credit card on the dance floor."
And now, perhaps most importantly, every main character has a key origin story. This usually involves one of the most important people in their life, a true lifelong partner who loves, who challenges, and overall betters the main character. For Alex, that person could only be Paul Varlin.
Picture it now. The location, Larissa, Greece, early 2000s. Two young boys, Alex and Paul, at an important sister city dinner where diplomats from Knoxville and Larissa met and broke bread and had drinks together to forge a relationship. Now, on that table, a bottle of sparkling mineral water. Now, nowadays, sparkling water is really popular and common in the United States, but this was not something our young boys had encountered before. Over the course of the evening, they began to drink this mysterious elixir, which looked to them very similar to the wine on the table being drunk by the adults. As the night went on, the boys were seen cheersing, swaying back and forth, and generally acting like they thought they were getting secretly drunk on the sparkling water.
To this day, some may continue to deny the validity of this story. However, public officials from 2 continents can corroborate it as accurate, so we'll let you all decide for yourselves. Finally, we come tonight, a peek in our story, the time when the main character finds his one true love, who also loves sparkling water.
For many main characters, a beautiful wedding and riding off into the sunset to Spain would be the end of the movie. But for Alex and Kelcie, we know that this is only the beginning of an amazing next chapter, filled with adventure, fun, love, growth, and partnership. So let's raise a glass to Alex and Kelcie, 2 incredible main characters heading off on their next amazing adventure together. We love you guys.
So following up our lovely wives is the brother of the bride, Colby.
All right. Hopefully y'all are a little burnt out on the speeches by now, so you won't realize how bad this is going to be. I'm also really happy to know all that about Alex. That was good information. I just want to start by saying, Kelcie, I love you so much. You're an amazing person, and you've always been an incredible sister to me. I know that I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. I 100% definitely would have gone to college and became a pilot because you pretty much registered for me. So I thank you for that. You are so loving and caring and passionate, and you don't take any crap from anybody. I know that better than anyone else in this room, that's for sure. And I know that life can be tough. We both know that, but you've always been an idol to me, to the fact that no matter what life throws at you, you always get back up, no matter what. You're such a tough person, and you persevere through everything, which is something that I think everyone can idolize in this room. And through it all, you've managed to find the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, an amazing, competitive, kind of skinny, curly-headed. How tall are you, Alex? Okay, yeah, that's not. Anyway. Greek man, amazing man, who obviously loves you more than anything else in the world, who's going to be there for you and you for him throughout the rest of your lives. And I know that everyone here couldn't be happier for you. And even though you'll always be my big sister, running up and down the Gettysview golf course, singing brother-sister time, I'm glad that you're with Alex, and you will be his tomorrow. The best of luck to y'all, and I'm always here for both of you. Cheers.
Great job, Kobe. Love you, brother. Great job.
These have been great. So we're efficient, awesome speeches. And the next person is a very special person for a lot of reasons. And without going into too much detail on the introduction here, I think all that really needs to be said is that he is also a great friend of Jay Secor. And that is the best man, Paul Varlin.
That's a good one.
It's one of the many ways Alex and I differ. Jay Secor and him are best friends, and to this day, I consider him a mortal enemy of mine from middle school.
Most everybody that's come up here has started out their speech thanking my parents, thanking Tanya and Steve for everything for this weekend. I'm not going to do that. You guys have been thanked enough. This is my time now. They call it the best man for a reason. It's about me now. So for those that don't know, I'm Alex's younger, better looking, more athletic brother, Paul. Alex had the pleasure of meeting me 31 years ago, and he has been looking out for me and up to me ever since. But we're all very excited for this weekend. It's a great day, especially today. We get to celebrate a great man and a great occasion. That is James Scandolin's birthday. Happy birthday, James. In addition to that, we also get to celebrate not only what will undoubtedly be an amazing wedding, but also the final Varlin wedding of this generation. Whew. Through number 6. Alex and Kelcie, I know you'll have a wonderful marriage because of how much you love each other, how well you go together, and because Kelcie will forever be impressed how badly Alex beat DeMonte in basketball. Through the years, Alex and I have always had each other's backs and looked out for each other. Kelcie, I know I'm leaving him in very, very capable hands that will look out for him just as I always have. If you do need help with any specific things, though, I'm very well versed in things like hiding Alex's cigarettes from mom and dad that were in the house, getting rid of the beer that he snuck on high school trips, wiping muddy footprints off the basement window from sneaking out at night. So if you need help with anything like that, I got you. You got everything else covered. I, though, had the great pleasure of meeting Kelcie back in pretty late 2021 after just a few months of them dating. Immediately was struck in by how fun, smart, personable she was, and just how obviously a great fit for Alex that she was.
I got to learn this even further just a few months later in February 2022 at our cousins Peter and Maria's wedding in Charlotte, when Alex, due to the busy season of basketball, was not able to get there until the morning of the wedding, and due to other family issues, my wife Liza was not able to come to the wedding at all. So this person I've maybe met 3 times before this. We hop in a car together, just the two of us, and we drive from Knoxville to Charlotte, where we talked about our lives, our jobs, and spent the majority of the trip just making fun of and ripping on Alex. That night, after the rehearsal dinner at a guest gathering at one of the hotel bars, I knew immediately after that night I was all in on Kelcie for Alex. I knew that she would one day be part of the family, and I even texted Alex that night saying, "She's the one for you. Don't mess it up." I will leave out that I will let it known that that text was also sent at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was much more explicit language than that, but the sentiment is there. Kelcie, you're truly an amazing person, a fantastic sister, and a perfect fit for Alex. I've absolutely zero qualms with relinquishing both the title of Alex's best friend and the title of baby of the family to you. I'm glad that you became a part of our lives, and I'm ecstatic that you get the pleasure of having me as a brother. Alex, I've known you my whole life, and I've liked you for most of it. You have always been there through me for anything with listening ears and sound advice. I'm proud of the man that you've become over the years. I'm thankful for your brotherhood, friendship, and guidance that you have given me, and I have enjoyed watching you grow as a person, both as a person and in your profession. Watching your passion for basketball and coaching has always been something that I've admired so much about you, and I am both glad and jealous that you get to do something for a living that you truly love. I know all of us here can't wait until we are watching you as a head coach in the NCAA finals one day, winning your first championship. Not if, but when. And Alex, I want you to, a few things I can say in front of everybody, just to make it clear finally after all the years. I want you to know I officially forgive you for slicing my eyeball open the time you made me pretend to be a Pokemon and get on a table and you pushed me off. I want you to know that I love Kelcie, and I've considered her a sister for far longer than you've been engaged. I want everyone here to know that I am significantly better than you at golf. And I want you, and most importantly, I want you to know that I look up to you and I love you. Some people say, thankfully I haven't heard it at all tonight because it's a pet peeve of mine, that love fades over time after you get married, and I completely disagree with this. From my experience, I can tell you, it just grows and gets bigger every day after today or tomorrow, whenever you're getting married. You both get the privilege of experiencing all of the life changes, job changes, moves, becoming parents one day, and many, many other steps over the years. And it's truly a blessing to get to go through them with your partner and watch your own love grow for them day after day and year after year. My wish for you both is to experience this same thing, to not only have a wonderful wedding weekend full of love and happy memories, but a lifetime of both that get better and better each and every day, month, year for the rest of your lives. I hope your marriage is both smoother than Alex's golf swing and lasts much, much longer than Rick Barnes in the NCAA tournament. So, rambled enough, taken up enough time. So if everybody, and I forgot mine, but if everybody else could raise your glass to Alex and Kelcie, we love you both, and we wish you a lifetime full of love and happiness. Cheers.
How about another round of applause for all the great speeches tonight? We kept it under an hour and a half, which is great because we're going to get kicked out of here soon. But wanted to thank everyone for coming, and Constantine wanted to say something. No? Okay. Wanted to leave you guys with the chance to hear from the couple of the weekend, Alex and Kelcie.
Reed, your phone's still over here, just in case. Okay. This is a lot. I'm just looking around the room for a second because I am overwhelmed with emotions and love, and I'm just going to start reading my speech now. Okay. So some of you have known us for forever. Some of you have known us for just a short time. But all of you have known that the smile we've worn on our faces tonight is going to last a lifetime and is one of pure happiness. I'd like to start by thanking each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy lives to celebrate Alex and I. I also want to give a special thank you to Danny for putting on the rehearsal dinner tonight. And yes, go ahead and eat those fruit tarts. They're really good. And to our parents in general for just everything, because we wouldn't be who we are today without you guys, and we're so thankful. So when I was on the plane writing this speech, I couldn't come up with the words that I felt justified the magic that we feel in this moment and during this time and every day in our relationship together. We're both so grateful for all of this, and we're thankful to our family, friends, and most importantly to God for allowing us to find each other and by gracing us with the ability to grow together and love one another in ways we never thought unimaginable. I felt a variety of emotions throughout this process, but I think if I had to boil it down to one word, it would be agape. If you're Greek, you might know it. If you're not, the word is derived from ancient Greek, and it represents the highest form of love, selfless, unconditional, and unwavering. It transcends personal desires and seeks the well-being of others, embodying the purest form of compassion and kindness. In essence, agape is the love that motivates us and to put others before ourselves, to act with grace and generosity, and to foster a deep sense of connection and community, which, after hearing all the speeches tonight, I feel like that's maybe what you guys think of us, because I feel that right now. And finally, most importantly, I love every single one of you here. I feel so overwhelmed with love. I know Alex feels the same way. Alex, you're the love of my life. I am so grateful to know you and to spend time with you and to just grow with you. I can't wait. I know I've said I've been stressed, but that's just been planning and stuff. I'm not worried about the rest of what our life holds. I'm so excited and I'm so grateful. Let's get married. Woo! Thank you, everybody, for listening to 70,000 speeches. But I needed it, and it was worth it.
So that will close our night. I'm going to save my words for tomorrow. We have rented this place for 10 more minutes, so make the most of it, and we love you all.